Is this on? Hello? Hello. Welcome everyone to the podcast. First episode of the podcast, episode 1, where I answer all your questions. And the first question I've got written down here is, what is a podcast? A podcast is a brand new and exciting form of entertainment and news for the World Wide Web generation. So I'm just sort of getting in here now while the technology's new. Hoping it takes off, maybe it will, because I truly do believe this podcasting is going to become the wave of the present, which is a very good place to live if you happen to be in the here and now, which last I checked, I am. So if you want to support the podcast, send an LOL and a picture of a pizza to Gary Van, Post Office Box 2, West Essex, CAT2H Dog, Great Britain, United Kingdom, England. Now, next question I wrote down on this piece of paper for myself to answer is, why am I doing a podcast? I am doing this podcast because I truly believe this country is at a very crucial moment in its crossroads history. I do. Because statistics keep going up, don't they? Every week, statistics keep going up, don't they? Week after week after week, statistics keep going up. Every week, week after week after week, every week, statistics keep going up. I mean, how the butchers at this?
Now you can see on this graphic here, this represents the number of boats that have crossed the channel this week. This represents the number of illegal migrant boats that have crossed the channel this week. Now, obviously, that's not actually one boat. There's a picture of a boat that represents lots of little smaller migrant boats. That was this week. And then the week before, it looked like this, half a boat. Well, that's not actually half a boat. It's half a boat of half. It represents half the smaller migrant boats, illegal migrant boats, half of the number of the first picture I showed you. And but the week before that, it looked like this, an even smaller part of the boat. And the week before, nothing at all. Right? But here's where we are now. One boat. And at the rate we're going, by this time next week, it will look like this. 2 boats. But again, there's not 2 boats, it's 2 boats that represent lots of little, smaller, illegal migrant boats. And twice the amount of the illegal migrant boats represented by the first boat. Here.
These ain't Roman conquerors or Norman invaders. These ain't even Anglo-Saxon rapists or Viking kiddie fiddlers. These are Packies, and they're coming to work in our chippies. And they've even got a few with Specsavers and all. But before anyone gets on the old blower and rings up the Prime Minister and says, "Oh, this has nothing at all to do with legal immigration," just let me say, I am spreading hatred online. I'm sorry. Before anyone gets on the old blower and rings up the Prime Minister and says, "Oh, someone's spreading hatred online," just let me say, this has nothing at all to do with legal immigration. I've got nothing against legal immigration. I love legal immigration.
Ever since I was a little child, I've always been fascinated by legal immigration. When all the other kids was outside playing the footy, I was indoors, learning about the intricacies and outricacies of legal immigration, and the role it's played in making even greater this greatest of Great Britons. My interest in the subject continues to this day. Every Friday night, mates and me head down the local boozer and spend 4 or 5 hours extolling the virtues of legal immigration. Last night I had a dream. In the dream, everyone who came to this country from somewhere else,
which is the only way to come to a country from somewhere else,
did so legally. The dream made me very happy, and then I woke up and remembered the nightmare we are currently living through.
You see, it's the illegal immigration that makes me ill. That's good. I got to remember that. I don't need to now, just taped it, but yeah. It's the illegal immigration that makes me sick, unwell, feeling poorly. What I say? That makes me ill. Yeah. It's the the illegal, immigration, that makes me, ill. Yeah. Because if you come over here and live the British way of life, hang about. Because if you come over here and live the British way of life, you are welcome. We welcome you. If you are going to fill out all the complicated paperwork years in advance, pay the appropriate fees to the Home Office, and keep a certain level of money in your bank account at all times, we welcome you. You are welcome. If you're going to come over here and do your level best to take your place in a two-tier society, engage in class snobbery either on the receiving or the giving end, if you believe all education in this country happens in only 2 institutions and you are comfortable with being taxed into paralysis, if you believe that property is more important than people and you should pay to protect paedophiles in power, then yes, you are welcome to Britain and our way of life. But if you come over here to slag off our way of life and the way we live it, and you're not American, then you can fuck right back off where you came from.
Gary!
Just the other day, oh, for fuck's sake, what is it?
Where's my dress?
How the fuck will I know what your dress is, you dozy fucking cow?
Stop showing off for your incel friend.
I am not showing off for my incel friends, I am making a podcast.
Well, I'm making the tea.
Yeah, well, you put the beans on the toast and I'll put the world to rights.
No.
Now, just the other day,
Big black bloke, yeah? Big black bloke in the shops, yeah? Big black bloke, yeah? You know the type. Big black bloke, yeah? Not a little child, not an old lady, not a talking pig or a cartoon squirrel. No, big black bloke. Not even an asylum seeker or a migrant or refugee. No, this one's a citizen, born and bred here. So he's got a bit of an attitude, this one, doesn't he? Feels emboldened. He strolls up to me in the middle of the shop with everything that's happened and all the stuff that's happened, strolls up to me in the middle of the shop as bold as you please and tells me to stop filming him. I said, excuse me? I'm a free-born British man, subject to the King's command. I'll film who I please. He said, it's not legal. I said, don't you come that Swaziland talk with me, son. Legal. I said, we've got legal here too, you know. He says, oh no, I'm from here. I says, I don't give a monkey's where you're from as long as you fuck back off to here right now. But would he let me create my content? Would he fuck? He smashed me over me head with me own phone. Sadly, these sorts of attacks are on the rise in Britain. Every day in this country, these attacks happen hundreds and hundreds of times. And not just to me, but to any good man and British woman who is waking up to the wokeness that is putting this country to sleep. Mates of mine like Harry, Paul, Chaz, Dave, Rita, Sue, and Bob too. We're starting to feel like strangers in our own country. See, because ever since Epping Hotel and the Southport stabbings and the Equal Rights Amendment and the Cosby Show and the abolition of slavery, that lot has become emboldened to go after our lot. And why? Because we care about our veterans? Because we're not ashamed of our flag? Because we're standing up for the safety of our women and girls?
Gary!
If you fucking interrupt me one more time, I'm going to snap your neck like a twig and leave the body for the kids to find.
What'd I do?
I will set this house on fire with you and them in it. I do not give a fuck.
What is your problem?
You are always trying to drag me down to your miserable fucking domestic level just when I'm trying to make a fucking name for myself.
Oh, you're mental.
Fuck off.
Fuck off you.
Fuck off now. Fuck off.
Moan.
I don't think our ancestors would recognise the Britain of today. I really don't. I don't think they want anything to do with it, quite frankly. In fact, I know this because last night I held a séance and I learned a lot. And I was particularly intrigued by the observations made by the great Alfred the Great. So, Mr. the Great, are you saying that there is no England in heaven?
Yes, I suppose I am. However, I should point out By the same token, there is a corresponding lack of heaven in England.
Well, it certainly is a hell on earth right now. But given the horrible state of England, would you even want to come back here?
Oh, heavens no.
And is that because of the foreigners or the trannies? Or is it because of the foreign trannies?
Oh no, nothing that reductive. No, I wouldn't want to return to any part of the earth in any physical form. You see, when I died in 899, I was instantly restored to celestial freedom. I became pure essence. Once a soul has been freed from the limiting confines of spatio-temporal existence, there is very little desire to return to the scene of incarceration. I am now more expansive than the length and breadth of the starry firmament, deeper than the watery main, wiser than Solomon in all his ancient pomp and splendor, stronger than... Oh, hold on. Someone else wants to say hello.
Oh, hello.
Kenneth Williams?
Yes, Mrs. Knickers. I'm afraid your brassiere has fallen into my soup.
But this is no laughing matter. Our kingdom has been taken from us and we want it back. We want our kingdom back, but we want it back in the right way. A proper kingdom with the king at the top and the dumb at the bottom. So if you're like me and you're part of the dumb, then come down this Saturday to Tommy Robinson Square between Nigel Farage Circus and Katie Hopkins Trapezoid and take part in the Take Back the Kingdom rally. And again, this has nothing at all to do with legal immigration. I won 40 quid last month on a horse called legal immigration. It's the illegal immigration we are trying to stop. People say to me, oh, would you do a deal with Labour to stop illegal immigration? Yes, I would. Would you do a deal with the Tories to stop illegal immigration? Yes, I would. Would you do a deal with sex traffickers? Yes, I would. I would do anything to stop the sex trafficking taking place in our cities. And not all of it's bad, but the migrants are doing it now, isn't it? Now, this rally this Saturday is going to be the biggest ever rally held in Great Britain on any topic. There's going to be anywhere from 500 billion to 1 trillion people in London this Saturday. Now, how do I know this? I don't. This is what's called in the internet world marketing. I am marketing this rally. So, why am I marketing this rally? Yeah, why am I marketing this rally? No one's asked me to. I ain't getting paid for it. Probably never even meet the organisers. Why am I doing this to myself? Causing all this trouble and strife for the old trouble and strife. It's because I believe in it. I believe in it. What? Oh no. Oh, I know what happened. Oh. Love, I'm so sorry, love. I've been duped by the establishment again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, that was a lot of fun and also educational because the story of Gary Van is one that allows us to laugh and learn. Hello, I'm William Franken, star of the Horsehead Nebula. In his poem, The Second Coming, W.B. Yeats describes a time when the best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Now, of course, given the chrome dullness and emotional retardation, which are part and parcel of life under a globalized technocratic superstate, intense passion can be, admittedly, somewhat enticing. But unless these unbridled outpourings from the heart are reined in by well-thought-out moral convictions from the head, the results are often counterproductive, if not downright dangerous. And if you're anything like our protagonist, Gary Van, you may even find yourself an unwitting employee serving the interest of nefarious powers far beyond your ken. It's little wonder that the culture war elites of Oxford and Cambridge, Westminster and the White House, mass media and Silicon Valley should aim their divisive message at the ears of the so-called lower classes. So the theory goes, we, for I include myself in that demographic, have the least to lose. If only that were true. After all, it's hardly a victory to realize that you've been helping to fortify the very system you were hoping to destroy. So if you suspect, like the hapless Gary Vann, that you too are being duped by the establishment, well, here are just a few warning signs to look out for. 1. Your list of grievances is only partially justified. You may be bang on the money when it comes to calling out climate change and COVID-19 as pseudoscientific computer-modeled horseshit, but holding undocumented migrants accountable for your own slavery simply permits the whip holders to proceed with impunity. 2. There is no arc separating your revolution from your counter-revolution. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. No distance at all is a point.
I see your geometry, Will, but what's the point?
The point is, pointing the finger at foreigners while yelling about liberty, or pointing to Nigel Farage to point the way to a freer Britain, are activities for people who want to fast track to more of the same, and probably worse. So if you're not in a hurry to go nowhere quick, heed the lesson of Gary Vann. 3. Your assessment of the situation aligns perfectly with that of the rich and powerful. Ever found yourself in agreement with millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires? I bet you thought the lion was finally going to lay down with the lamb, huh? But isn't it funny how you can say the exact same thing as Donald Trump using exactly the same platforms, but only one of you is going to come away the richer for it? Do you like and share a post by Elon Musk about illegal immigration? Guess what? He's still going to use AI to take your fucking job.
Not gonna have nothing to do with Keir Starmer's digital ID?
You damn well will do, as long as you've got migrant boats sailing round and round your brain, clouding your view of the horizon. Look, I get it. There hasn't been a proper left wing since the days of Abby Hoffman. Somewhere between the 60s and here, the ostensible nice guys decreed that only the military and the police should have access to firearms. Big banks and other corporate entities, through a strange twist of economic fate, have now become the inheritors of the Stonewall legacy. And year after year, no matter what or how many insults to the intelligence and ethics of the human individual, well-behaved liberals of all nationalities pay into the same tax system that has kept the world in chains going back to Nimrod. Yeah, they suck. But it's a fool indeed who believes the flip side of the same coin will yield a higher value. Hell, we all make mistakes. That's what distinguishes the human from the Nazi behavioral scientist. The goal is not some unreachable perfection. It's about learning and doing better along the way. And as long as there's still a head on your shoulders, a heart in your chest, and a spirit to animate the whole enterprise, that's exactly what you can do. I mean, come on. Remember this asshole from the bygone years of MAGA Part 1? I'm a Trump voter, so I might be a bit biased. Egg, meat face. If you liked this video and you found it entertaining and educative and you'd like me to make more, then why not consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Will Franken. Or you can donate using the PayPal link in the description below. Thank you, and thank you.